So before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we just restocked on our best-selling t-shirt, now in a brand new color, the dark blue. It's a super fire t-shirt, and honestly, there's not very many of them. So if you want to help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But now let's get this video rolling. We were spinning! What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working on the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. And as you've seen in the previous video, we got the whole entire body of this Jeep wet sanded, other than a few little things like the rear bumper and also a bunch of little trim pieces and even the roof that we still got left, which we're probably going to try to get to that today. Our main goal is to actually try to get this thing 100% paint prep, because in the next video, or maybe in this video, who knows, we're going to try to get some color on this thing. But as of right now, what we want to do is actually gather all those bits and pieces that are getting paint and need to be sanded together, and just grab some water, some sanding supplies, and get them all sanded. Playing a little bit of I Spy, huh? Man. Or hide and seek, one of the two.
Hide and seek. We're missing one fender flare, and that's actually a new one that we bought. It should be in a box, I think. We're just trying to go through this big pile of parts for this thing. This is basically all the interior pieces and some, but this ain't even all of them, man. We have them scattered all over this shop right now. It's kind of a mess, but hey, this is what it is whenever you take a whole entire car apart. You know,
hey, right now, this is a stack, and we're trying to find the needle in it.
Oh, yeah.
So needle in the haystack. We got all those parts together right there. That one last piece, once we get it together, then we're going to start sanding everything, right?
Yeah, once we find that piece, we're going to sand everything down. And I was thinking about the door handles. Do you think they'll match? Because I believe they probably will match, because this color is like almost identical, you know what I mean?
It is a really close match, but we could always paint them later if it comes down to it. Maybe we shouldn't worry about that, because
yeah, maybe, yeah, just like you said, we'll probably, like, once we paint it all, and if it really doesn't match at all, then definitely we'll just toss some paint on there. But as of right now, let's go ahead and find everything and just get to wet sanding. All right, so check this out. We went ahead and knocked out our rear bumper, got it nicely sanded. We threw it on the Jeep, that way it was a lot easier to sand because that sucker is super flimsy. And we even knocked out our side skirts right here. These suckers are practically ready for some paint. The next step is to pretty much move on to our wide body kit, or wide body flares, or fender flares, whatever you want to call it. This is all we got left, so we're just gonna quickly wet sand these suckers. And we almost forgot about our fuel door over here, which does have some damage on it, so we will be doing some body work. Probably as soon as we knock all that out, we'll just jump on here, do some glazing putty, and throw some primer, and that should be fairly easy. So whenever we get all this stuff knocked out, what do you say, move on to the roof or something like that?
We're gonna jump straight onto that, or not jump on the roof to make more damage, but we are gonna move onto the roof, and that's gonna be all, dude. That's gonna be crazy.
Once this is all sanded, dude, I'm really thinking about painting it in here, but you know what, it is kind of hot, so we'll probably have to find a perfect day to paint it, or a perfect time, like later in the evening or something like that.
Nighttime or something like that.
Yeah.
Pull another Ferrari paint job where we like pulled an all-nighter or something like that.
Hey, dude, but we knocked that sucker out and it looks perfect. But dude, we can easily do it. This is a bigger vehicle, a lot more paint, so who knows? We'll see. Maybe we even end up in a paint booth or something like that.
Well, I guess only time will tell, and we'll decide on something later. But I guess let's knock out this little stuff first.
Let's do it.
right, so the rest of the trim pieces are finally completely wet sanded, and also the fuel door is finally repaired, along with another flare that we actually found a pretty deep scratch in. We got that sucker primed in, and we even went ahead and wet sanded the whole entire roof. And I gotta say, that went pretty dang quick, and I'm guessing that's because that is that original factory primer, and it just sands out real nice with a 600 grit. So we knocked that out, and we went ahead and pulled the Trackhawk outside where we're about to give it a wash, because there is a lot of dust from when we did body work, and also there is a little bit of mud in there from driving it around, just all over the place.
Yeah,
really,
going to the frame machine and back and forth. I mean, just look at that. The wheels are dirty. Under there's like dirt caked up. We just want all this to be completely washed out before we start painting this thing, because you know, you're shooting at like 37 psi of air, so that can blow dust out, and then your paint job is ruined, man.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. So I guess let's just go ahead and connect the pressure washer and just get to washing. All right, so it is actually the next day here because we couldn't tape it up yesterday because it was still drying, but now it is fully dry, and we're actually not gonna tape it up right now because we haven't really decided whether we're gonna paint it here or in a paint booth. We really don't know. It just really depends on what lines up for us. If it comes down to it, we will send it in here. What do you think? Paint booth's always better, right?
The paint booth's always better, but if it comes down to it, like you said, we'll just paint it in here. I mean, if we have to buff it, we'll just buff the whole entire thing, man.
We'll buff it down, we'll buff it to glass. But as of right now, it is actually the weekend, so the paint booth is closed anyways.
Hey, it's not just an ordinary weekend, man. It is the Independence Day, man.
4th of July, man, America Day, and we're actually gonna fill this video with a bunch of American stuff. You can go ahead and twist the camera for a couple seconds.
I was about to ask you, man, just to look at all this American stuff right there. Dang, that's not even all of it either, you know what I mean?
That's not all of it. We're gonna bring it in there. We just wanted to do like a nice little red, white, and blue picture with all the pro-charged vehicles right there.
Oh, dude, it's such a beast.
As of right now, we're actually gonna leave this alone. We're not gonna paint prep it anymore. What we wanna do is actually throw in our new axle shaft and rip another American vehicle, dude.
Hey, dude, this is just an American filled video right now, dude.
Exactly.
And I say we go ahead and throw like 2 seats in this thing and rip it. What do you say?
Dude, we always talked about launching it as it is, so we're probably just gonna take off the front and the rear bumper, toss just 2 seats in there, a couple straps,
probably a helmet or something, some goggles.
And we're just gonna launch this thing finally with, we launched it before, but the suspension was kind of jacked up. So right now we're gonna launch it with it being 100%.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead, bring it in and swap it out. All right, so the new axle shaft is in, everything is put back together. Also got 2 seats in here, and you're gonna add that tachometer, right?
Yep, plug that sucker up. We just need to figure out where we need to place it because there's really nowhere to put it. I mean, we couldn't even put it right here on the passenger side.
I could just monitor everything right there.
Sir.
Actually, that's actually a good idea, you know what I mean? That way you focus on the road.
On the road, you focus on my speed.
I'm gonna see if anything happens because it could overheat or something. This will probably indicate something, right?
And as you know, we repaired that one little control module ECM box for the, what is it, transfer
For the
case?
transfer case module, yep.
Oh, so we don't even know if that sucker works because now our all-wheel drive is completely together. So I say we just go ahead and send it.
Yeah, let's go ahead, fire it up. Fire it up right now, actually. Let's see.
It, man.
See what happens. Supercharged, that's all that matters right there. That's all I'm be looking at.
Yeah, we got an engine light. We got a few lights here and there, but you know what?
We're doing it for America.
Yes, sir.
This is by far one of the sketchiest things we've ever done, probably, but
Definitely.
you know what? It's only fun when it gets sketchy, I guess, right?
You got that right.
Dang, son.
I about broke my neck. If I didn't have no back, dude, this thing went so hard, and that wasn't even in launch control or anything.
That was crazy. The front wheel, I think, spinned a little bit or something like that.
Man, that was so crazy, dude. I think that probably launched a little bit harder than the GTR, honestly.
Really?
Yes, sir.
No joke.
I mean, this thing is completely gutted, so this thing launched hard, dude.
Oh my goodness, man. I kind of want to drive passenger here.
Jump in here, man. We can do a little launch.
Yo, dude, you can hear the engine, you can hear the whine.
We're
dude.
basically sitting on the transmission right now, you know what I mean?
Dude, this is crazy. I'm ready, dude. We were spinning. Are you serious?
Was that all four? There's no way. There's no way that that's all four that we just spun out.
Dude, I need to record that from the outside, dude. That was epic. Did you lose your hat?
I lost everything, man.
I lost it all.
I lost it all. Was that not all fours?
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to review the footage, but dude, that was insane right there.
Dude, you may just have to leave the interior gutted on this thing when we get done with it. You know what I mean?
I gotta say that interior probably weighs about, what, 1,000 pounds?
Probably. I don't know. It weighs way too much. But right now, dude, it just goes, man. That's probably why it lights up the tires so easy, because it's so light. No grip.
Exactly. But we definitely got to get everything back together. That way we could monitor everything and also throw on the launch control button and all that good stuff.
And if it's just a rear wheel drive, we know what our problem is. It's probably that one module, you know.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to review the footage. But dude, that was awesome right there. Now it's on to the next thing.
let's do it. All right, guys. So moving right along to the next American muscle, we're actually gonna go to our ZL1 here, man. You guys probably haven't seen this thing in a while because this thing has just been sitting in storage. As you can tell, it is filthy, but this is a beast of a car, and we want to go ahead and rip it and tell them what we have planned for this thing.
Exactly.
Basically,
We're actually gonna probably, I don't want to say it right now, but as you know, we did sell the GTR, so we decided to bring this back. We made room for one more, but I guess we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we need to give this thing a wash,
dude,
because I don't know, it probably sat like a year or something without even being touched. So we want to wash this sucker up and
look at this front end though. This is a ZL1 with the 1LE package in the front.
This was an epic build right here. This was such a crazy car because, you know, we did the Corvette, and then this is like a totally different platform, and this thing is just a monster right here.
It's a monster. It's got the wing in the back, dude. It's
got a rotofab intake and makes that supercharger whine, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Only 1,500 miles on this thing too.
Super low. It's basically a brand new car, man.
Basically, but let's go ahead and clean it up and we'll go for some spins.
Let's do it.
All right, so we are off. We got it nice and clean, man. This thing just shines. But dude, it's been a while since a 6-speed manual.
6-speed manual? Yeah, it's been a while since I drove this thing. So I mean, let's see if the tires are warmed up.
Woo! Shoot, it's just spinning.
They're just spinning. They're a little cold. We'll warm them up. Ooh, man, dude, this is just so different compared to like the Hellcat engine, you know what I mean, or the Trackhawk engine.
Oh yeah, this car right here is actually track focused.
Yeah, it's
more track focused than anything, because it actually won like some sort of record on the Nürburgring or something like that.
Something like that, dude. But this thing is just an ultimate beast, man. It's just like the gears in it, you know, the transmission. I wonder if we mentioned that before whenever we were building this thing. We mentioned how crazy this thing shifts and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just beautiful interior as well.
Dude, it looks like a fighter jet in here. The Alcantara steering wheel with the flat bottom, dude. This thing is just
got the Recaro seats. These are pretty fire as well.
The whole interior in here is just like awesome, you know. Compared to the GTR, this is like way better.
Oh yeah. So you get for about the same price. It's this versus the GTR. They're about the same price, right?
Yeah,
but you get a way better interior in here and a lot less miles, 1,500 bucks. So you're probably wondering why we're mentioning or comparing this to the GTR. But as soon as we pull up to the next location, we're gonna tell you exactly our plans for this car.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead, let her eat.
Thing about this car is you got a optional, you just press this paddle and you get rev match, which is freaking perfect. Look at that second gear. Dude, this thing is an animal, man. Dude, it just takes off in the supercharger. Dude, that will never get old. It's like it's perfect.
But that gear down, dude, that's my favorite thing about this car and also the Z06 that we had.
Oh yeah, it is. Just perfect, man. You don't even have to be a professional to downshift on this thing, man. It makes you look professional.
All right, so we finally made it to our location here, and man, dude, does this thing not look beautiful in this scenery, dude?
Hey, nice shade with the greens behind here, man. This thing just looks really good, and man, dude, just check out that blue color whenever there's some like shade on it, man. It just pops with all the black accents.
And the carbon fiber, I really like that carbon fiber. I wish there was more carbon fiber, like the lip and the wing. That would be outstanding.
Hey, I mean, our plans for this thing is to sell this thing. That's why we brought it out. So if you want to buy this thing
and do that stuff,
you can do anything to it. Due to a carbon lip, anything carbon just looks good. But other than that, dude, that's exactly what we want to do to this thing. We want to basically just get this thing sold because we are moving on to bigger and better things here real soon. As you guys know, we're about to build up our shop here, and we also purchased some awesome stuff, so we can't really mention too much. So stuff is coming in, and time to move some inventory out so new inventory can come in, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself right there, man. We're just trying to, get rid of this because this does sit around for most of its life. I mean, that's why it has 1,500 miles. So
that's super low miles. So if you guys would like to make us an offer, who can they reach out to?
Actually, you could reach out to Paul V. Toon. I'm gonna leave his Instagram right here somewhere. So if you guys want to reach out to him, he'll do all the back and forth.
Yeah, do a reasonable offer, and we could possibly just counter offer and work something out. We always want to work out great deals, especially with our fans and stuff.
Exactly.
You can own this car if you really want to.
Yeah, and also first thing I want to mention, it is a rebuilt title, of course. Rebuilt title, 1,500 miles. I mean,
all OEM parts, fresh paint job, man. This thing, man, I sound like a salesman right now.
And it's been inspected by the state. That's the only way you're actually allowed to get
down low, man. Look at this front end,
dude.
Man. That will never get old. I don't care, man. The regular ZL1 is all right, but this 1LE front bumper is just crazy.
Out of this world. Look at that. Just look at that scoop right there. What can you put in there? Coca-Cola?
You can put your Coke can right here and just cool it off.
That is awesome. So that's our plans for the ZL1. I mean, let us know what you guys want to do.
Yeah, let us know.
All right, so we are finally back from ripping the ZL1, and there is one more iconic American car that we do want to rip, and that is the Viper right here. So let's just go ahead and fire that leaf blower up and go for a spin. It is super loud, but this right here is a full-blown race car, dude.
Oh yeah, man. I can't even hear myself talk right now, but just listen to this. Oh, my goodness, that's 10 cylinders of American power right there.
Dude, man, it don't get no better than that. It don't get no louder than that right there. And it don't get no sketchier either, because
it sure doesn't, man.
Although these Vipers got some wide tires on them, I think it's got 355s on it. They are still quite dangerous, man.
Oh, definitely, dude.
But you know what? That's my middle name, Danger. What's yours, Ranger?
Danger Ranger right here, man.
this thing is a beast, man. I mean, we're gonna try to get you guys a little outside shot here in a little bit as well, but we're just gonna go for a little cruise, nothing crazy. We don't want to make too much ruckus. I mean, we'll leave that up to the firecrackers today, you know what I mean?
Yeah, up to the firecrackers. This thing is like a big driving firework right now, you know what I mean?
Pretty much. Dude, that's what it sounded like, man.
This thing is insane, man. The speed this thing just with that V10.
This is probably one of the scariest cars we got, dude.
Definitely can't say that enough, and we'll keep saying that because this is some sketchy stuff.
It's a sketchy car, it's a scary car, but it's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, definitely the best car.
Alright, so we are finally back from ripping the Viper, and I gotta say that was an absolute blast. It was also fun wrapping up this video a little bit different with all these American vehicles to celebrate the 4th of July. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys have amazing holidays as well. But that's gonna be pretty much it. Make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. And also, guys, I do want to mention that we do got some brand new t-shirts on the website, as well as some new hats, and all of these are very limited, so they're gonna go pretty quick. So if you guys want to help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.